Welcome to this James Cook University graduation ceremony. Please ensure that all electronic devices are switched off. Graduates, you are reminded that protocol requires that you take off your mortarboard bonnet for the national anthem. Would the assembly please stand for the entrance of the academic procession?
Chancellor, Vice Chancellor as President, distinguished guests, members of the official party, academic staff, graduates and guests, good morning. Welcome to this graduation ceremony for the colleges of Healthcare Sciences, Business Law and Governance, Arts, Society and Education, and Science and Engineering. Would you please remain standing for the playing of the national anthems of Australia and the Republic of Singapore. Thank you. Please be seated. We are assembled here this morning to confer James Cook University degrees and awards. May I take this opportunity to introduce members of the official party. My name is Professor Abhishek Bhati. I'm the Singapore Campus Dean and today's ceremony marshal. For my right, Professor Karen West, Head of Nursing and Midwifery and Dean of Research, Singapore. Professor Stephen Boyle, Dean of the College of Business Law and Governance. Dr. Aini Theo, Academic Head of School of Social and Health Sciences, Singapore. Professor Ron White, Dean of the College of Science and Engineering. Dr. Caroline Wong, today's Mace Bearer. The University Chancellor, Mr. Bill Tweddell. Vice Chancellor and President, Professor Simon Biggs. Mr. Phil Forrest, Member of the Order of Australia. Mr. Forrest will deliver today's occasional address. Professor Chris Rudd, Officer of the Order of the British Empire, Deputy Vice Chancellor and Head of Campus, Singapore. Ms. Trisha Brand, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Services and Resources Division. Dr. Cam Charlton, a member of the Board of Directors of James Cook University, Singapore. Professor Stephen Naylor, Chair of the University Academic Board. Professor Maythan Mullins, Dean International, Singapore. Seated behind the official party are the members of the university staff. Chancellor, I invite you to address the Assembly.
Good morning. I warmly acknowledge today Professor Simon Biggs, our Vice-Chancellor and President, Mr. Kang Kai, Minister of Education, Embassy of the People's Republic of China in Singapore, Mr. Nitin Malhotra, General Manager and Regional Director, and Ms. Sophia Lee, Regional Director, Greater China of Times Higher Education, the Deputy Vice-Chancellor and Head of Singapore Campus, Professor Chris Rudd, Officer of the Order of the British Empire, Dr. Cam Charlton, former Deputy Chancellor, and a member of the Board of Directors of JCU Singapore, Mr. Philip Forrest, the member of the Order of Australia, our distinguished occasional speaker, Mr. Zhu Yang Wang, our graduate speaker, members of the official party, members of JCU's governing body, the Council, ladies and gentlemen, but most important of all, our graduates. It's my absolute pleasure to be standing here in person, welcoming you to JCU's first face-to-face graduation ceremony in Singapore since I think it was December 2019. I've really missed this. My wife Chris, who's here today, and I are very keen to be here in person today. Of course, Singapore holds a very special place in our hearts, having visited the country many times over in my career in diplomacy and later with James Cook University as Chancellor. Singapore's dynamism in the time since we first visited in 1976 never ceases to inspire us. The courage and the resilience of its people throughout the pandemic have been commendable. We're living in a challenging world, and I thank all of you, our graduates, for the fortitude you have displayed during what has been one of the most disruptive times at university for any student. You have grappled with the pain of being separated from family and classmates. Some of you may even have lost family members and friends to the pandemic. You have endured isolation, loneliness, travel restrictions, internet outages, and much more. You have demonstrated tremendous resilience and not just managed to continue your education, but to excel in the face of adversity. Congratulations and well done. For JCU, the pandemic has been a catalyst for change and renewal. JCU Singapore in particular has weathered the storm tremendously well. Staff and students have adapted admirably to the challenges of online learning in the face of frequently changing COVID restrictions. I want you to join me in commending Professor Chris Rudd on his outstanding leadership during this time. Speaking of high-quality leadership, I'd like to take a moment to say what a great delight it is to have Professor Simon Biggs with us today and to join JCU as our Vice-Chancellor and President. Professor Biggs, by any standard, has had a very busy first 6 months in the role, setting out an exciting vision for JCU's future. I commend the Vice-Chancellor for the care he has taken to consult, to explain, and to communicate about the challenges and the opportunities which face JCU, both within and outside the university. That includes involving JCU's governing body, the University Council, which I chair, and with whose full backing he has been proceeding. I think I know how proud Professor Biggs is to be part of JCU, and we look forward to his leadership in building on the university's successes in the years to come. Now, graduates, today is all about you. This is the time to really take in the full significance of what you've achieved. Those of us responsible for leading the university are proud of you for staying the course and reaching this milestone. I very much look forward later to greeting you as you come across the stage. And those of us on this stage aren't the only ones who will be cheering you on at that moment. I'd like to acknowledge with gratitude the family and the friends who have been your support, your motivators, and your shoulder to cry on when needed. Today they celebrate alongside you, either here at this ceremony with us or from afar. What you've achieved is to lay the foundation for a new and exciting chapter in your lives, one that will be filled with highs and lows and all kinds of responsibilities, challenges and opportunities. As you move forward to this next stage in your lives, I urge you to keep your mind open to new possibilities and don't be afraid to take risks or make mistakes. In the words of the renowned American baseballer, Babe Ruth, don't let the fear of striking out keep you from playing the game. As the oft-quoted Latin proverb also puts it, fortune favours the brave. Please remember when you leave today that this doesn't have to be goodbye. It's au revoir, not adieu. Quite the opposite is in fact true. Your university is invested in your future, and we want to follow and celebrate your success with you. I do encourage you, therefore, to stay in touch with JCU through our alumni network. Chris and I are certainly very glad that we did. You see, we want to follow your progress through life and rejoice with you in your successes. Congratulations and good luck.
Chancellor, I call upon the Chair of the Academic Board, Professor Stephen Neelam, to present the graduating students.
Will all students please rise? Chancellor, I certify to you and to the university that all graduands and graduates standing before you today have fulfilled the requirements prescribed by the university, and I ask that they be admitted to their respective awards.
In the name of the University Council and by my authority as Chancellor, I admit candidates so approved and congratulate and warmly welcome you all as James Cook University alumni.
Will all graduates please be seated?
Chancellor, I invite Professor Karan West, Dean of Research, Singapore, and Head of Nursing and Midwifery, to present the College of Healthcare Sciences graduates.
Chancellor, I present the graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Psychological Sciences. Noor Isha Bite Abdul Hamid. Muhammad Muzikia bin Abdul Rahim. Kaisha Ya El Sagof. Lila Marwa Bagadir. Chu Yong Jong James. Chia Yusin Emily. Gabriel G. Wei Xin Yu Wei Sin. Han Shu Wang. Wang Si Ang Yu. Wang Hue. Kuok Rue Ying. Andrew Lam Man Chong. Lee Hui Hao. Lee Kelly Ann. Wei Chian Shirley Lee. Divya Margaranthan. Natasha Gwendolyn Ung. Hu Jun Lin. R. Shah Lini. Stephanie Evans Belbon Ramos. Kian Daniel Sherwood. Hung Yan Ling. Enya Tay Ernya. Trip Athi Hashita. Chai Gia Wen. Wong Wai Fun Esther. Jaslyn Ing Yi E Lin. Chong Shalom. Chancellor, I present the graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Psychological Science with distinction. I, Yumi Kosuji. Ma Jian Siang Jerome. Nguyen Nam Kat Tuong. Akriti Segal. Sidesh. Chancellor, I present the graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Psychological Science Honours. Chia Ki Ing. Lily Kong. Marissa Lee Yan Hui. Chloe Alexandra Mead. Pavita Devi, daughter of Pan Nir Selvan. Mohammed Shahir bin Sira Judin. Tan Yin Ki Liao. Jan Nisha Ko Kang. Yip Ka Ho Brendan. Chancellor, I present a graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Psychological Science Honours with distinction, Fong Kei Yan. Chancellor, I present graduates awarded the degree of Graduate Diploma of Psychology, Julianne Gabrielle Saluna Flores. Vanetta Angeli Ho Lee Min. Sarah Kok Ann Lee. Chancellor, I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Psychological Science, Alif Akin bin Sa Zali. Swan Yi Min In Sui. Chancellor, I present a graduate admitted to the degree of Master of Psychology Clinical, Lim Chen Yong. Chancellor, this concludes the presentation of graduates from the College of Healthcare Sciences.
Chancellor, I invite Professor Stephen Boyle, Dean of the College of Business, Law and Governance, to present the college graduates.
Chancellor, I present graduates awarded to the degree of Diploma of Higher Education, Oriane Nathania Gumulia. Hong Jia Uyan Fuyang. Karen. Mariso Ovali Munoz. Nirel Roshan. Bella Tanama. Hansel Yanel. Chancellor, I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Business. Unsh Agrawal. Amishon Akimjanov. Reni Shu Ung. Ao Ji Kui. Tet Mayet Ung. Stephen Bernando. Sao Mi Nu. Chan Tu Sun. Chen Jiexin. Chen Yuk Xiao. Deng Nam Phuong. Johannes Farrell. Victoria Elizabeth Flanagan. Anita Gabriella. Yana Natenko. Arnav Guliani. Ha Tu Trung. Huang Mo Hung. Hung Tai Hung. Xu Yalan. Hu Zhengpeng. Dang Wang Min. Duan Yujiao. Patarakan Inpon. Gia Yunyo. Li Tan Tao. Li Qinsha. Li Mingho. Lin Kaioshin. Lo Xinyi. Shivani Anilkumar Malviya. Kongswu Lin. Aditha Narayan Manoharan. Siti Sarah Binti Muhammad Noor. Mia Yati Kayor. Nang Mei Lin Let Ong. Nei Chi U. Nguyen Gia Tai. Nguyen Huynh Bao Dui. Nguyen Hung Phong Vi. Sai Venkata Jia Chandra Pavuluri. Muhammad Albab Rana. Naldo Sutanto. Michelle Tanasia. Tet Tu Sun. Tran Lin Chi. Tran Mai Chi. Yi Nong Win. Yu Xin Lei. Yu Nandi U. Zhang Yanqi. Zhang Yuzing. Chancellor, I present a graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Business with distinction, Raymond Shu Ng. Chancellor, I present a graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce, Gao Weng Chen. Chancellor, I present a graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Tourism, Hospitality and Events, Wang Yujing. Chancellor, I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Business Administration, Kezia Erica Chandra. Thana Tamatorn Changpai Nit. Danica Droob. Sabrina. Sean Francis Jerry. Huyn Nat Hua. Talia Happy Iskandar. Israt Jaren. Jangshi Jamir. Nikita Keniato. Li Feng. Long Yuhan. O Young Peijia. Anshuman Patty. Marcus Prayogo. Kritika Sivakumar. Sun Ming. Sun Yi Yao. Wei Sijia. Chu Jinyi. Chancellor, I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Business Administration with distinction, Pamela Bianca Coronel Abarilla. Anushka Chaturvedi. Cheryl Natasha. Po Zo U. Nadine Seravina. Chancellor, I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of International Tourism and Hospitality Management, Zina Sujono Jaja. Anta Frazena. Gong Ying. Zhang Xu. Chancellor, I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of International Tourism and Hospitality Management, Master of Business Administration, Jing Ming. Chancellor, this concludes the presentation of graduates from the College of Business, Law and Governance.
Chancellor, I invite Dr. Aini Theo, acting on behalf of the Dean of College of Arts, Society and Education, to present the college graduates.
Chancellor, I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts. Colin Mark Ariola. Yijin Chong Kai Yuan. Ho Pui Sun. Afia Khairunisa. Annie Linus Nguyen. Farhana Ong Hui Xuan. Taylor Faith Sia. Simray Chi Renee. Megan Teresa. Wang Haoyu. Chancellor, I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Early Childhood Education. Sun Zhiping Isaac. Virginie DeShinko. Krishna Kumar Sneha. Lim Shin Lei Angel. Perlina Mahima Royston. Yi Se Kit Jarek. Chancellor, I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Guidance and Counseling, Mini Go Jing Min. Wang Yo Qing Tulip. Shu Wan Yi. Chancellor, I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Guidance and Counseling with Distinction. Chelsea Wu Yuan En. Jai Chi. Chancellor, this concludes the presentation of graduates from College of Arts, Society and Education.
Chancellor, I invite Professor Ronald White, Dean of the College of Science and Engineering, to present the college graduates.
Chancellor, I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Business and Environmental Science, Kai Ho. Chu Jin Yi. Hernando Pidajo. Benisu C. Shihao. Raymond Tai Y.G. Chancellor, I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Business and Environmental Science with distinction, Audrey Leon. Lee Siut Lee Constance. Noor Sakina Binti Mahmud. Eng Liu Chin. Ong Wang Ling. Tan Jean Wen Rachel. Chancellor, I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Information Technology, Ung So Lien. Liang Ziada. Surya Murali. Nang Sang Khan. Nguyen Duan Kai. Noh Kiang Yul. Hunt Tet Tia. Chancellor, I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Information Technology, Wuna Tant Zuin. Yu Wen Hao. Yu Kai King O. Chancellor, I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Information Technology with distinction, Jen Hiji. Wang Lu. Reginald Joshua Young. Axel Zhao. Chancellor, I present a graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Science, Jiang Jai Yu. Chancellor, I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Information Technology, Leo Jingming. Asma Sorin. Song Senshi. Tao Kusin. Chancellor, I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Information Technology with distinction, Fu Nin Ong. Wang Xiang. Chancellor, this concludes the presentation of graduates from the College of Science and Engineering.
Chancellor, I have much pleasure in introducing the occasional speaker, Mr. Phil Forrest, Member of the Order of Australia. Mr. Forrest has lived in Southeast Asia for over 38 years, a career in banking, including as Citibank's country head in Thailand and ANZ's head of Asia, and currently a director of a Singapore-based independent company focused on Australian-ASEAN commercial relationships. Mr. Forrest has been awarded the President's Medal by the Australian Chamber of Commerce, Singapore, for his contributions to the Asia-Australia business relationships. Mr. Forrest is a non-executive director of several Singapore companies. He is a fellow, life member, and governing councillor of the Singapore Institute of Directors, a fellow of the Australian Institute of Company Directors, a fellow of CPA Australia and of Chartered Accountants of Australia and New Zealand, and an honorary fellow of the Australian Institute of Business and Economics. For 6 years, Mr. Forrest was a council member of the Singapore Business Federation, the country's apex business organization, and was a board member of Australia Chamber of Commerce from 1999 to 2018. Mr. Forrest is the past president of the Australian Thai Chamber of Commerce and was also a director of AusCham ASEAN for 5 years. He is Emeritus Ambassador of the University of Queensland Singapore Business Economics and Law Alumni Council and is a member of the James Cook University Singapore Advisory Board and the chair of the JCU Singapore Business School Subcommittee. Mr. Forrest was appointed a member of the Order of Australia in June 2022 in recognition for his outstanding service and inspiring achievements in Queensland, Australia, as well as abroad. Chancellor, it is with much pleasure that I invite Mr. Phil Forrest to deliver the occasional address.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, and President, members of the official party, distinguished guests, members of staff, ladies and gentlemen, and most importantly, graduates. Thank you. It's a huge honor and privilege for me to be able to share this important day with you. So my congratulations to everyone who's just graduated. You've got every right to feel fabulous about what you've achieved, especially since you had to cope with all the disadvantages and challenges that COVID threw at you. And you've shown impressive commitment and resilience, and you prevailed. So well done, well done. And even better, your qualification is from an enormously well-respected university, one that's ranked in the top 2% in the world. JCU, one university, 2 countries, 3 campuses, 4 cities. And with students from all over the tropics, all over the Asian region, and in fact, all over the globe. So as an Australian, in fact, a Queenslander living in Singapore, I always feel very proud of James Cook University, and you can and you should feel very proud too. I know that the last few months and the last few years haven't been easy for you. Juggling jobs, study, social life, no doubt been painful at times. And I'm sure your families have shared some of that pain. So they're to be congratulated too. So graduates, please don't forget to thank your family and others who are close to you for being with you on your journey. These are interesting times. We have COVID, which is no longer considered a pandemic in many countries. but it continues to have a very significant impact. We have a war going on, not exactly in our neighborhood, but it's messing with our supply chains and our inflation rates and our geopolitics. We have economies that aren't doing as well as we expected even just a few months ago. But, on the other hand, if you're living in East Asia, then you're living in the world's fastest growing regional economy. In fact, I think you're in the global sweet spot of expanding prosperity and opportunity for at least the next 2 or 3 decades. So it's a great time to be a JCU graduate in Asia. Now, I understand it's traditional for the occasional address to include some pearls of wisdom, some advice for achieving success, some answers to the mysteries of life. Unfortunately, I don't pretend to know all the answers. In fact, I don't even know all the questions. But I have observed other people who I respect, people who have succeeded, people who are making the most of their opportunities. And I'd like to tell you about the practices that all these successful people seem to share. And it doesn't matter whether you've studied business or engineering or the arts or education or science, following these practices will, I suggest, help to ensure that you make the most of the opportunities that now lie ahead of you. So these are my 3 recommendations for a successful career. Firstly, you have to commit to keep on learning. There's probably a temptation after so much study, after all the learning you've been through, to take some time off from learning for a while, and that's probably fair enough, for a short while, maybe till the end of next week. But the pace of change in our region and in the world keeps getting faster, and it takes constant effort to keep up. So I urge you to read, attend seminars, conferences, join webinars, engage with experts, make a personal plan for continuous professional development, go back to university when the time is right. Follow the example of Singapore. One of the greatest leaders of the past 100 years was Lee Kuan Yew, the founder of modern Singapore. 15 years ago, he said, Singapore has arrived at where it is today because it's kept on learning. Learning to be relevant in an ever-changing world. If Singapore stops learning, he said, it would become irrelevant and would go back to being a fishing village. We can all learn from Singapore's astonishing success. The challenge with learning, of course, is to, over time, to convert what you learn into knowledge and your knowledge into wisdom, and then share your knowledge and your wisdom with others. Teach, coach, help, encourage those around you. There's a saying that knowledge is power, but real power comes from sharing so that others want to work with you because they feel they can learn from you. If other people want to associate with you because they think they can learn from you, then there's nothing that you can't achieve in your career. Remember, knowledge never decreases because it's being shared. In fact, sharing your knowledge is the only way to achieve immortality. My second tip, the really successful people that I know take networking very seriously. So, as a start, stay in touch with your class. In 20 years, some of your fellow students will be CEOs of major companies. A couple might be cabinet ministers. Some might be leaders in civic life. Probably one or two will be in jail. And the problem is you never know which ones are going to do what. Now, I'm not telling you that knowing successful people will get you any special deals. Certainly not in Singapore, it won't. But they may get you in the door. They may let you tell your story. They may make introductions for you. They may share their knowledge and their advice. And that's all of tremendous value. Networking is mainly about engagement with the community. So I would urge you to join organizations such as professional associations, chambers of commerce, alumni groups, charities, whatever and wherever you can meet people and make a contribution to society. And remember that networking isn't about selling yourself. In fact, effective networking is the opposite of selling. It's about giving. Giving to the community, giving to the people in your network, giving freely, giving without keeping score. It's about having a reputation for helping out when help is needed. And ultimately, building a network of people who'll want to give you help if you ever need it. And here's some more good news. Networking is not just good for your career, it's good for your health. Many studies have been done that have looked at the characteristics of people who live long, healthy lives into their 80s and 90s and beyond. And the studies show that diet and exercise is important. Clean air and vaccines are important. Not smoking and limiting your drinking are important. But the most important single characteristic that appears to separate those who lead long lives from those who die early is staying engaged, keeping in touch with their network, remaining a contributor to the community, valuing friends, family, associates, partners. And so your list of contacts and friendships should become one of your most important possessions. But your most important possession is your reputation. And that leads us to my third tip. Guard your reputation more than anything else. It's the one thing above all else that will make people want to be on your team, want to be associated with you, and be prepared to trust you. Treasure your reputation, because once it's lost, it's very hard to get it back. If you're ever concerned about the ethics of a deal, a transaction, an activity that you might be associated with, try the newspaper test. Ask yourself if you'd be happy to see the full story run on the front page of the Straits Times tomorrow morning. And if the answer is no, or even maybe not, then don't do it. A deal is for this week, but a reputation is for a lifetime. You may be familiar with James Cook University's stated values, which include excellence, sustainability, mutual respect, discovery, creativity and innovation, authenticity, meaning openness, no hidden agendas, no deceit. What you see is what you get. And most crucial of all, integrity. Total honesty and truthfulness and absolute reliability. I would urge you, live by JCU's values, and your reputation will take care of itself. And you'll sleep well at night. So that's my 3. Keep on learning and share it around. Build yourself a great network and take care of your reputation, your most valued possession. And if you'll allow me to throw in a 4th and final tip, it's this: have fun with your career. It can't all be work, it shouldn't all be work, but even the work itself should be fun. When you wake up on Monday mornings, you should feel the excitement of new things to learn, new people to meet, old contacts to catch up with, new frontiers to discover. If that excitement sometimes isn't there, if the adrenaline doesn't always kick in, don't worry too much. We all have Monday mornings like that. But if it's never there, then perhaps there's a need to question whether you're in the right job or doing the job right. Life is far too short to spend it doing something that doesn't bring you joy. Congratulations once again. Good luck with your life and have fun with it. Thank you very much.
Chancellor, I have the pleasure in inviting Mr. Xiaoyuan Wang to deliver the graduate address.
Chancellor, Vice Chancellor and President, Mr. Philip Forrest, members of the official party, distinguished guests, members of staff, ladies and gentlemen, fellow graduates. My name is Wang Xuyang. It is my honor and privilege to give a vote of thanks on behalf of all graduating students to Mr. Philip Forrest for attending the ceremony and delivering the inspiring speech. Your 3 recommendations really resonate with me. After many years of work, coming back to university to pursue a higher degree has been the smartest choice I have ever made. The joy of learning new knowledge and sharing my experience is tremendous. I am also lucky to network with excellent alumni, such as my career mentor, Mr. Rajneesh Kurup. And now I have understood the importance of networking and maintaining a reputation. I believe all of us will benefit from the wisdom you impart with your speech, including the ones that's gonna end up in jail. So everyone, let's give Mr. Philip Forrest a round of applause. I feel fortunate and thrilled to be to attend the first in-person graduation ceremony since the COVID-19 pandemic, which has caused tremendous difficulties to our pursuit of academic success. Thankfully, all the staff, administration, and faculties have made joint efforts in overcoming all kinds of obstacles and making it possible for us to finish the journey of our studies. Although a lot of us were unable to come to Singapore to finish their course due to the pandemic, the online learning platform is conducive to completing our courses. And the academic and administrative staff have always been ready to support us. On campus, the healthcare policies have been thoroughly carried out, making it a clean and safe place to study. Besides, we have also seen the efforts of the university in providing sufficient learning spaces on campus so that more students can come to study. All of us graduating today owe our thanks and gratitude to so many staff, academic, professional, and dedicated staff who have supported us on so many different levels. To illustrate this, I will focus on my personal experience. Professor Abhishek Singh Bhatti, thank you for taking our suggestions and improving our learning experience. Professor Roberto Dillon, thank you for your guidance and support, and thank you for letting us play video games in your class. I believe not everyone has the chance to do that in college. And Dr. Insu Song, thank you for teaching me the Agile methodology, which helped me get a job. And Professor Pengji Wang, thank you for inspiring and encouraging me in your business class. That means a lot to me. So, graduates, please join me in another round of applause to all the university staff. I would also like to thank my mother, my sister, and my family for providing me with full understanding and support. 感谢我的母亲、我的姐姐和我的家人。Thank all the classmates who studied and did the group discussions, assignments, and presentations with me, and those who supported and encouraged me along the way. Okay, I have done my part. All graduates, now it's your turn to show your appreciation to the family or friends who come with you today. Please stand up, turn to them, and give them a big round of applause or hug. And for my family in China, thank you. Please be seated. Today, we're here to celebrate our success, an achievement we have made through months and years of relentless endeavors. It feels like an end. But as someone who has worked for over 10 years, I'd say it's the start of the next phase of your life. I know that you will feel lost, not knowing where to go, terrified of the unknown future. But I would say that don't worry, because I felt exactly the same way 14 years ago. And you're all still young. And that is the most valuable treasure at your disposal. It is like insurance, with which you can make all kinds of attempts. So make full use of it, explore, experience, and accomplish as many possibilities as you can. There is no wasting your efforts on whichever choice you make, for they will be part of your assets, which will come in handy someday. It also works even when you're not physically young, just like me. To quote a famous poet, youth is not a time of life, it is a state of mind. Years may wrinkle the skin, but to give up enthusiasm wrinkles the soul. Therefore, keep learning, keep striving, and you will stay young forever. Now it's time to say goodbye to our school days, and it's also time to say hello to the new adventure that awaits us. So chin up, embrace it, the world is your oyster. Thank you.
Chancellor, it is with great pleasure that I invite Vice Chancellor and President, Professor Simon Biggs, to deliver the closing address.
Chancellor, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, university colleagues, and most importantly, of course, our graduates. It is my great privilege to deliver the final words on behalf of James Cook University. I'd like to start by thanking our Chancellor, Bill Tweddell, and the whole university community for the warm welcome they have extended to me. I am exceptionally proud to be the Vice Chancellor and President of this world-class university, one that has produced so many outstanding graduates in the last 50 years. Our university is dedicated to creating a brighter future for all the communities in the north of Australia, Singapore, the tropics and beyond. And looking at all of you today in person and seeing the pride with which you walked across the stage, I can confidently say that the future is certainly looking bright. No doubt you have planned some celebrations to follow today's ceremony. When you do leave here and reflect on the time you've spent with us, it is especially important to remember the people who have helped you along the way. Many of them are here today, of course, cheering you on. Your family, your friends, your classmates, and even your university lecturers deserve your thanks and gratitude. For they too live the highs and lows of your achievements, and they are here to support you as you grow your potential. Graduates, not only have you gained a world-class education in your field, but the added hurdles of the pandemic have taught you an invaluable life skill: resilience. Resilience is the ability to cope and persevere in times of stress and change. It is not a skill we automatically have. You are not born with it. You must learn it. You must develop it. If we reflect now on your university experiences over the past few years, stress and change are definitely two things you have all had to endure. Through your ability to adapt to online learning, adjust to living in isolation, and in some cases mourning the loss of loved ones, you have learned how to cope and persevere. You have learned how to be resilient. Now, why is this an important skill to have in your professional life? Let me illustrate its usefulness by sharing a short story with you. Nabila Chalida grew up in Jember, Indonesia, and dreamt of owning her own business. With the backing of her family, Nabila decided to study for a Bachelor of Business at JCU, Singapore. Fresh out of high school and facing the unknown, Nabila immersed herself in social clubs and university life, making friends and eventually meeting her future husband, Tarun, who is a chef and a JCU accounting graduate. This was the first step in building her resilience, forming a network. Nabila graduated with her degree and began her entrepreneurial journey. She had always imagined creating a business around her interests in fashion and beauty. However, the opportunities that came from the network she developed took her on a different path. While cooking her mum's traditional Indonesian recipes for her housemates, Nabila would joke about selling a dish called ayam geprek in Singapore. Ayam geprek is a fried chicken dish that was trending all over Indonesia, but had not yet reached Singapore. What began as a joke turned into a unique business opportunity for Nabila and Tarun. In 2018, they opened Singapore's first ayam geprek outlet called Papa Ayam. But it was not all smooth sailing for Nabila and Tarun. In the early stages of setting up their new enterprise, that would definitely test their resilience. Nabila found it difficult to gain investors in her venture, eventually turning to her parents to help fund the business. Sadly, just after the incorporation of their business, Nabila received news her mother had been diagnosed with cancer. Her treatment was expensive and prolonged, affecting their ability to invest. At that point, Nabila felt her dream may be over. She could have given up, but then her resilience kicked in. With encouragement from her parents, she soldiered on, negotiating payment terms with landlords, agents, and other suppliers that would see them weather the storm. Thankfully, Nabila's mother recovered, and they were able to complete all the pending payments in the first month of operation of Papa Ayam. The next hurdle, of course, was a global pandemic. Like many other food and beverage vendors, Nabila had to find a new way to operate in line with these restrictions. This was a make or break moment, one which required both resilience and ingenuity. Nabila adapted the business model to focus on food deliveries preference over walk-in customers. They implemented social distancing to ensure a safe work environment for all staff. They delayed the opening of the first franchise outlet to coincide with the easing of dine-in rules. And they donated food to frontline hospital workers in appreciation for their efforts through the pandemic, staying true to lessons learned here at JCU on business sustainability and social responsibility. Nabila returned to sharpen her skills by undertaking a Master of Business Administration at JCU Singapore, which she completed in 2021. Papa IM outlets can now be found in 2 locations in Singapore, with plans to expand the brand and franchise further. Resilience, of course, was a key factor in Nabila's success. It enabled her to cope and persevere through the stress of building a business, her mother's diagnosis of cancer, and the ensuing financial pressures, and later the skills to adapt her business to thrive through a pandemic. But like all of you, Nabila will need to keep working on her resilience. So as I bring my remarks to a close, let me leave you with some final tools that can further develop your essential skills. Of course, continue to be a lifelong learner. The technology and industry trends of today can change and alter rapidly. You must commit yourself to continual improvement throughout your career to ensure your skills remain sharp and relevant. As we've heard from Mr. Forrest, grow your professional network. Having strong professional connections will help you navigate these ever-changing opportunities. A simple way of building a network, of course, is by staying in touch with your alma mater, participating in online discussions, and attending our industry events. Like Nabila, you never know who you may meet and how they may be able to help you in the future. Be future-focused. Don't dwell on the past and what might have been. Try to view each change as an opportunity to grow and improve. Challenges are opportunities to learn something about yourself personally and professionally. Graduates, today you have forever etched your names in the JCU history book. You will join your fellow alumni and take your place in the world. Throughout your career, there will be times where you will struggle. There will be hurdles to jump and challenges to overcome. When these times come, remember what you've achieved right here today, and know that you have the professional skills and resilience to take on these challenges and be better for it. Follow your passions and make a difference. Be proud of where you've come from, as we will always be proud of you. I sincerely wish you all the best in your future endeavors. Congratulations and farewell.
Chancellor, the successful staging of this ceremony is the cumulative effort of many university staff. I would like to thank the university graduation and events officers for the coordination of this ceremony. The graduation ceremony is now concluded. Will the Assembly please stand? The Chancellor will now lead the academic procession from the auditorium.